It's the Toronto Raptors facing the New York Knicks. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Here are the five for the Raptors. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Carroll in at the 3 slot. Now, here's DeRozan. Carroll dishes to Patterson. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
Here's Calderon. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Calderon's got the first basket of the game for New York.
And those are the first points of the game.
Nice hoop to get the scoring started there.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Lowry setting the pick for Valanciunas. Patterson passes to DeRozan. Pulls up and in with the jumper near the hoop. And Greg, you're right, with Porzingis, it made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and he'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
Anthony, no one around. From outside, off the mark.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Here's the 3, and that one's good. Anthony's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Kicks to Patterson. Six on the shot clock. To the inside. Here's Valanciunas. Sinks the 15-footer.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Here's Vujacic. There's the pass to Porzingis. He dishes it to Lopez. And stolen by Patterson. Calderon against Valanciunas. It's stolen by Calderon. And now Calderon pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
Here's Carroll after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And he's good on the 3-ball. DeRozan's got 5 now. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
And Toronto has possession. The Knicks making the shot. 14 feet away. That's good.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick-fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim. A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Lowry dishes to Patterson. Carroll kicks to Lowry. Screened by Valanciunas. Lowry passes to Valanciunas. On the wing, DeRozan. Clock at 6. Back to Valanciunas. The Raptors need to get a shot off. And the shot is good. And that's now 7 points for DeMar DeRozan.
This is exactly what opponents are afraid of when it comes to DeMar DeRozan. A hot streak, and he's on one right now.
Dishes to Vujacic. Lets the three fly. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's Lowry. It's blocked. Unhindered, going all the way. Oh! Man, oh, man.
The solo alley-oop. That's not something we see too often.
Timed it perfectly, you're right, and caught the defense totally off guard.
And guys, how about his coach? Looked like his heart was in his throat there for a second. Now, though, he's able to smile, more of a smile of relief.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Knicks out front, up by. And before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry this team. Well, you don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy and they're not too concerned.
Yeah, or talking about possibly winning basketball games. But I have a feeling he's more concerned than he talks about, and when he says it's easy. It may be for him, but it sure didn't look easy for the Knicks last season.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. Terrence Ross is out there with Scola. Then it's Corey Joseph. Then there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Powell in at the 2. Here's Scola. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
And for Louis Scola, a very different role for him over the last 2 years. I mean, he was a starter for most of his career, then signed with Indiana, who had David West at the 4. Off the bench, though, Scola still played efficiently, but he was just used to putting up much bigger numbers for other teams.
Grant outside. Off target from three-point range. Here's Powell. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Stolen by Serafin. To the inside. Grant dishes to Williams. Three-pointer. Grant. That's good. Grant's got himself on the board with 3 daily. Greg, you were talking about Scola. He has the physical skills, Clark, to make a difference.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's not spectacular in anything, but he's really solid in just about everything. A pro's pro, and he adds value, tremendous value to any team he's on.
Grant outside. He feeds it to Afflalo. Clock at 6. Now, here's Grant. Tight defense on him. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it. I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there. But he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
Some changes for Toronto. Valanciunas comes in for Luis Scola. And it's DeRozan in for Powell. Now, here's Grant, guarded closely. It's Williams with the drive. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
No good from Grant.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
Biyombo kicks to Joseph. Good on the three-point shot. Joseph's got the lead up to 1 now for the Raptors. Well, the Raptors show they can be a force in offense once again. That was very clearly a strength of the team last year, Greg.
Yeah, and Toronto has a lot of guys that can hurt you in a variety of ways. They can score in the half court, but are really explosive enough to get out and run if teams want to push the tempo.
Here's Grant. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Over in the corner, Williams. It's stolen by Valanciunas. And Joseph kicks to Valanciunas. The shot is off, and New York will come the other way.
You know, guys, another factor that made the Raptors so good on offense last year was their free throw shooting. I mean, they were second in the league and first in the East as they made over 78% of their foul shots.
20. It's DeRozan with the drop.
Whoa! Good.
Woo. And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just can't quantify.
You know what? I'm going to quantify it right now, Clark.
Whoa! Nasty.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two.
That's his first
New York shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
And, guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Lopez, he's checked in for Kevin Seraphin. Porzingis comes in for Langston Galloway. Anthony's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Calderon in for Grant. Carroll against Anthony. It's stolen by Anthony. On up the court. Porzingis passes to Williams. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
checking in for your Knicks, Sasha Vujacic.
Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on that one.
In a pretty tightly contested.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was. And now, folks, it's just about time for the third.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
That slasher mentality was on display in that first half. He got to the rim consistently.
Boy, I tell you what, he's got that great first step, and he must have had some quickness porridge or something because he looks a little faster today than normal.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
Feeds to Calderon. Outside Anthony. Just 3 to shoot. This one for 3. That's good. Anthony's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Knicks. But this game has a lot of character here in the third period.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I love seeing this type of action, a competitive, compelling matchup. A lot of lead changes here so far.
Yeah, 6 already. Intensity is the theme for this one.
They've got Anthony. Porzingis is out there with Robin Lopez. Then there's Calderon, and it's Vujacic in at the 2. That's the 5 for New York right now.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Outside Anthony, lets it go from the wing. Kept alive by New York. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Toronto trailing. Lowry kicks to Powell. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
Back to Anthony. Pass to Porzingis. And the officials... The backcourt violation, not very careful there. And the Raptors with some changes. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Ross comes in, and it's Joseph in for DeMar DeRozan. Deep 2 from Ross, and a little luck that time, but it drops. And the Raptors lead by 1. What about Kyle Lowry on offense? The last 2 seasons, he's been absolutely dominant, Clark.
Yeah, he's developed enough as a point guard now to where he really knows how to direct and lead his team. He's not just a catalyst anymore. He's a leader, and that's the big difference I see with him. And his shot has become more refined.
Here's Anthony. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
The drive by Lowry. It's deflected, and they get it back, but they'll get another chance. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Now the dish to Joseph, and another shot. No good. And New York will come the other way.
You know, in talking about Lowry, you see his shooting percentages didn't change much, but his output sure did. I mean, averaging 17 points and 7 assists a game the past 2 seasons. He also converted more threes. I mean, there's very little he can't do on the offensive end.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. The feed to Anthony. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
You know, getting back to Lowry, I really admire his aggressiveness. On the break in the half-court set, doesn't really matter. He's really the guy who makes it happen for his team. And he's a potent straw stirring that drink.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Raptors. Damari Carroll comes in for Ross. Calderon against Lowry. Pass to Joseph. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. That's 7 points for Joseph.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and, Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
I'm looking over there at Greg. He's enjoying every second of it,
Yes,
Clark.
he is.
They're getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this.
To the middle, here's Patterson, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
The drive by Anthony. Count that one.
With the
Anthony's got 13 points now in the quarter.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
It's stolen by Calderon.
They have a 2-for-1 situation if they go quick.
Yeah, I don't think they have to rush, though, Greg. Just need to find a good shot this time.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Anthony dishes to Vujacic. Second chance shot. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
At the line for two.
And both free throws good for Anthony.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Joseph, that's good.
And now this game's taken on a whole new feel since halftime.
Boy, you can actually feel it. It's palpable. The energy level on both sides has really gone up a bunch.
And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. In the bonus, will go to the free throw line. The Knicks have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. Both free throws good from Anthony.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
He gets it up. No good on the buzzer beater.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City Dancers. Go on and give it up.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Toronto's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. Corey Joseph is out there with Powell, and it's Carroll in at the 3. The shot by Powell, no good. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Anthony left side. Pass to Vujacic. Here's Porzingis. He kicks to Vujacic. 5 to shoot. It's Anthony with the drive. The rebound by Patterson.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Calderon pulls it in. The Knicks with the lead. Outside Anthony. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Anthony's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Knicks. And here's Valanciunas. Kicks it to Patterson. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And what Patrick Patterson gives you guys is solid all-around play. He can help you in a lot of areas. High basketball IQ, high character, understands his role, knows his limitations. And stays within himself.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Powell. And it's Lowry in for Corey Joseph.
Let's go,
And going back to Patterson for just a moment, he's been lauded for his mature approach. Ever since high school in West Virginia, he was involved in a highly publicized recruiting battle between Florida and Kentucky, ultimately choosing the latter.
Yeah, and you know, the part of his game, Kevin, that he's really worked on is his ability to face up and shoot. Really starting to evolve into a guy that can space the floor, that space four. And when he's hitting that jumper at a high percentage, I think his value to the team goes up exponentially.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
Yeah, and the other thing that they've done well is they've really attacked the gaps of the defense with quick, decisive drives down the lane.
It's deflected. And Lopez throws it down.
Ooh. That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Fires the three. The Knicks rebound. And the pass to Porzingis. Outside Anthony. From downtown. And the shot is good. And now it's an 8-point New York lead.
He's starting to heat up from outside. That's his second this half.
41.
Lowry against Calderon. The tray. Patterson can't get it to go. The Knicks have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
The Knicks leading by 8. To the left side wing. And here's Anthony from the arc. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds in this game. Dishes it to Patterson. DeMar DeRozan on the wing. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Anthony against Carroll. And oh, here we go. Lowry's got it, the fast break chance. And the dunk by DeRozan.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And, Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took them as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
Vujacic the pass to Lopez. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
And, guys, this game... won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, GA. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Count it!
Those are huge points.
Beyond huge, partner. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
51.
Lowry for 3. It's rebounded by New York. They've led by as much as 10, and so they foul intentionally.
DeMar DeRozan. That's his first personal foul.
It's stolen by Valanciunas.
Oh, that's a tough pass to make there. He had a very narrow gap to squeeze it through and just couldn't get it done. And Kevin, maybe the play of the game right there.
Oh, tremendous instincts, Greg, to come up with a steal and then attack the basket.
Game changer right there, guys. An unbelievable play to make it this stage of a really tight ball game.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
Calderon kicks to Lopez. Oh, and here comes Carroll all alone. Money!
That bucket was absolutely huge. A defensive stop can seal the deal.
Here's Porzingis. Patterson defending. Feeds to Lopez. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
Got sloppy. In a close game, you have to take advantage of every opportunity.
.11 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and now they decide to foul intentionally.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
New York calls timeout. They're behind by 3. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And you know what? You got a couple options here. You can take the 3 to tie it or get the quick 2 and then a foul.
And, you know, if it opens up for them inside, the quick 2 would be the way I would lean, Greg, but the foul has to come immediately after that.
And a new group in for the Knicks.
Substitution for the Knicks.
There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Buries the triple. And, oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
Langston Galloway.
Mar DeRozan on the wing.
Langston Galloway.
Can't cash in.
Knicks tied at 58. Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City Dancers. Go
Well, if you're just joining us, the intensity has really heated up in this one. As we watch this one go now to overtime. And so off the tip, it's Toronto. And always a good ride in these post-regulation battles. This overtime now looking to be an exciting one. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. So for Toronto right now, the star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Powell in at the small forward.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Lowry.
Good game for Lowry. He has 8 points and 6 assists.
And he's really put together a nice combination of points at the free throw line, but also getting the assist.
Can you say fundamentals clinic, guys?
And so Lowry nails both of them. New York trailing. Here's Galloway. Corner shot. The shot is off. Here's Powell. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Powell's got 5 points in the quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
The drive by Lowry. Here's Patterson. Afflalo pulls it in. The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 from the floor since the start of overtime. Here's Galloway. And the Knicks miss again.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one. You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Toronto lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Thomas. And Lowry gets double-teamed, and the dunk by Valanciunas.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in him, and he has been that leader to...
Oh!
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah,
Perhaps.
but hey, he's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one, although if he missed it, I might have.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Here's Porzingis. Count it! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
He had such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Powell kicks to DeRozan. Outside Lowry. Clock at 6. Patterson dishes to Valanciunas. Yes!
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Gotta score quickly.
Yeah, no time to waste here, partner.
Pass to Galloway. To the paint. Here's Williams. Yes!
Flush that thing down, young fella.
That is a fierce two-hander.
Maximum force on that dunk.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. And Toronto making a change here. Carroll's checked in, and the call will be against Langston Galloway. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. The Knicks making a switch here. Calderon's checked in.
That's his third personal foul.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And thanks to his good work at the line there, now we have a 2-possession ball game.
Outside for Thomas. Porzingis passes to Calderon. Good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Jose Calderon. That's his
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
the Knicks. Kyle Lowry at the line for 2.
So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
He dishes it to Thomas. Over to the left wing. The 3. No good. And so it's Toronto winning this.
Kyle, congrats.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry. He put up a new season high tonight, and if he keeps shooting like he... And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure.